Brooklyn's historic The Black Lady Theater is now taking bookings. Host your next birthday party, concert, networking event, baby or bridal shower, wedding, art show, gala, corporate event, live stage play, audition, and so much more. At the one and only The Black Lady Theater. Mention code GODCAST for 15% off your rental fee. Code good for the first-time customers only. Valid for a limited time. Call 718-771-0900 to book your event today.
Peace! Today is Monday, December 9th. Make it today's math, digger.
Born.
That's right. Born is to be complete. Born is to bring into existence. Make your knowledge born. Peace. Clap it up, y'all. Nice crowd, baby. Yes. Welcome back to the Yanadameen Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Digga.
Godfrey. And we are back.
Yes.
We took a week off last week, so
Yeah.
none of us was here
I
last week.
took 2 weeks off.
Yeah, so that was 2 weeks for you.
Right.
Word.
Thanks.
But listen, it's glad to have everyone back. Shout out to Team Yanadameen in the house. Right about this time. We got a lot of family and friends in the house right about this time.
Word.
Some of us, we're going to shout and talk to some of our family and friends later. We got Chinese Puff Daddy in the house. We got the Black Belushi in the motherfucker. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's going to get crazy in here. And of course, we got Fact Checker Rage on the wheels still behind us.
All right, present. I like
Good,
it.
Rage, you good? You good, Rage? I can't hear you, bro.
I'm good. Check
okay.
one,
Don't
check
leave me
two.
hanging. I was choking, baby.
Okay.
All right. So Digga, you back?
Yeah, man.
Looking lovely with your brand Nubian hat. I seen some pictures with your brand Nubian hat online. And
a lot of compliments, too.
Yeah, where were you in Cali?
I was in Cali, yes.
Okay,
Shouts
yeah.
out Lyric Jones. I was doing a bars only live event. It's a monthly jam session that she hosts, and folks come out. They get on the mic. They get on the tables. They get on drums. They're doing all type of stuff. So every month she has one with like a featured guest artist, and I was November's guest. So thank you, Lyric, for bringing me out. That was a great time at Live House Hollywood.
Ooh.
I had a blast.
Right.
And then, last week was Thanksgiving,
Yes.
as we call it. Was
Murder month.
Yeah.
And right. Or what? Indigenous
Peoples Day.
People's Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day, which I like much better.
Oh yeah.
Because Thanksgiving should be every day. You should give thanks
That's right.
to the Almighty.
That's right.
Okay, to the Creator of all things.
And I did all the cooking this year.
Tore it up.
So you graduated to
I graduated.
full womanhood? I've
been kind of easing my way that, like, year by year, my mom has declared, like, I ain't cooking such and such this year. I ain't cooking such and such this year. This year, she just cooked. Last year, she was just, like, I think she was dealing with, like, arthritis, so I kind of inadvertently took over everything. This year, she just flat out, I ain't cooking shit. So, I'm like,
You hit a salmon or something?
well, in reality, we were supposed to travel down south. Like, we weren't going to cook at all. But once we didn't travel, it was like, well, somebody's got to cook, and Mom's, don't look at me.
So you big mama now.
Yeah, I'm officially, I don't know about big mama.
Well-
Auntie Digga. I'm
Auntie Digga.
I'll be Auntie Digga.
Auntie Digga.
I like that.
Auntie Digga. I'm already Auntie Rah. I feel like all the hood babies call me auntie anyway.
Okay.
Right, so about the food, please. Let's go. Details.
I just did light, little.
Ain't that
This guy.
that boy question mark?
I'm just saying, let's stay on point. Let's stay on topic.
Tell us about the cobbler. Tell us about the cornbread. Come on, Auntie Rah.
How many ounces did you have?
Tell us about the turkey.
How many pounds was it?
Did you eat a turkey? How big was your turkey?
Let's stay on topic.
Little small 16-pound turkey.
He's like, what else now? I'm not done on her. Jesus Christ.
Little macaroni, cheese, yams, green stuffing.
Whoa, mac and cheese, baby.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I go in.
Did you have collard greens?
Oh. And your greens are seasoned with?
Meat, meat. Sorry.
Wait.
Turkey.
Huh? Wait.
Turkey.
Turkey or beef?
Oh, turkey.
Okay.
I'm
Long
sorry.
as it ain't pork, girl. That's what.
Oh no. I was saying meat, like meat. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta specify the
Not
meat.
pork.
No pork.
All right.
So you tore it up. It's good. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, they look like it.
But now, before we continue, Godfrey.
Say that?
I said, before we continue, Godfrey, how was your hiatus week?
I watched The Irishman. I felt like watched The Irishman. I didn't eat. I
Great
ate something
movie.
else.
Was it a good movie?
It was damn good.
Was it?
It's
Nasty.
long. It's like 3.5 hours, but it's more like it's about that guy, the Irish hitman. It's like kind of based on a true story.
Yeah.
And just to see Joe Pesci
Oh,
and
man.
Pacino.
You haven't seen Pesci. Where's the fuck is Pesci been?
He chilled out, and then De Niro had to come and talk him into doing the movie.
Wow.
So it was like it wasn't the Pesci you know him for.
But he
like, "Get
killed
the
it.
fuck you motherfucker.
He
No.
killed
It was
it.
more like just he was a boss.
He was like,
He
I
murked
mean, just to see all the Italian. I
Oh.
have a friend in that. He's Italian. Sebastian. He's just Italian. Everything was just
yeah, like he the
yeah.
Godfather.
Fucking get out of here type of shit over here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, hi. You know, Al Pacino yelling and shit. It was great.
It
It
was
was a really good movie.
Fantastic.
But wait, you said Italian, but it's called The Irishman.
But this shit that come on, let's be real.
I mean,
There's one Irish guy, but everyone's Italian.
I got you.
Except for the fucking gay.
I got
Word.
And they always eat. I love mafia movies. They always eating. They always they're throwing down because he's delivering steaks and that shit. You know what I mean? He delivers meat. And they say, hey, you deliver steak. I love when they eat on those movies, man.
So, and as for me,
What'd you do, man?
just regular family shit. You know what I mean? Actually, Chinese Puff was with us for Thanksgiving this year.
Nice.
Went to the crib out in Jersey, and we ate some good food and played Family Feud and shit like that afterwards. And yeah.
I do have one complaint though. I don't know what the fuck is going on in this world, but y'all gotta get y'all shit together with the brown and serve. Like I'm sick of fucking having to
Does
search.
brown and serve not exist?
Yo, bro!
I had to go find some motherfucking brown and serve. A quick off-brand story.
No. The rolls, the dinner rolls.
Oh, damn.
So I'm sent to the real quick story. I'm sent to the supermarket, right? The day before Thanksgiving to get a few things, and the brown and serve rolls was one of the things
Yes,
on the list.
because it's a must.
I get everything on the list. There's no brown and serve rolls in this fucking place. Okay? I'm in the supermarket with my man Chinese Puff. Short side story. As we're in there, so randomly, out of nowhere, we run into Bosco 100
Word.
in the Key Food in Staten Island. Like
That's crazy.
it was like so random. Like I'm still bugging out off of it. Like how did this happen? But somehow he had just came up into the Key Food for a second to use the bathroom or some shit like that, and we just ran into each other and was kicking it for a second. And actually, we was gonna try to get him on the Godcast, but he had to leave town. And we would have to
Well, shouts
or
out to
do a special
Bosco.
convening to get him, and you guys were still on holiday, so. But we're gonna when he's back in town, we got his information, and
Yeah,
we're
let's
gonna
make
get him.
that
up there.
happen.
But that shit was totally random. It was shit that you go through sometimes. Anyway, so while we were gone, it seems you, Digga, dug yourself into a little love.
So Twitter was set ablaze this week because
Tell us about it.
We take turns being in the hot seat and shit. So yeah, this week or last week when you watched this was my week.
So I ain't saying nothing about the caveman this week, so
So
my shit was cool. But go ahead.
So yeah, I see a story published that the New York I believe New York Times or something that the New York City lawmakers are proposing a bill now to ban hymen tests due to the recent T.I. controversy. Now, I had a reaction, and I tweeted, "It's already criminal to discipline your children. Now they're trying to make it criminal to monitor their sex lives. Fuck out of here. I'm rocking with T.I. on this one." And that's all she wrote. Now, before I get into my bag, because Auntie got a bag she about to go with.
Oh, I see you got notes.
Oh, yeah, I got notes. No,
You're very organized today,
I don't want to
Digga.
miss a beat. I don't want to miss a beat.
You tapped into the academic side.
Before,
fucked up now.
Hold up. Before I even go any further, I do want to extend a quick apology to Tip because this is about a month old, and I did address it on the Godcast. When it first came up, I did express support for him. And
as did I. I said, shit, I wish I thought of it.
And he caught a lot of flack. I know this is a situation that him and his family are trying to put behind them. So I'm apologizing personally if me going through my thing, brought any more unnecessary heat or whatever back on him. So my bad, T.I. and the family. I got it from here. So now that we said that, check this out.
And when you want to really talk to them.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
okay.
either one really, but yeah.
Okay, so and you can pick this up. You can read the whole Twitter back and forth that I was going through, some comments made to me, some reactions, and it's all on my Twitter timeline if you want to, because I don't delete the tweet. I'm 10 tones down with everything that I say. So, I got a lot of flack about, basically, it's none of your business, as a parent, it's none of your business about your kid's sex life. Basically, it's invasive, it's intrusive, it's misogynistic, it's all of these things, like these tests, right? Or just even being in their business. Parents, let me tell y'all like this. It is your fucking right and your duty to know what is going on with your kids at all times, okay? If you have a child living in your house under your roof and you are liable for the ways and actions of their dealings once they leave the house or otherwise, it is your right and your duty to know what is going on with those children, okay? Okay, don't let society try to convince you that you don't have any say-so about the comings and goings in their life. Fuck that shit, all right? Now, another issue that was brought up to me. So they said, well, you should be able to have an open line of communication with your kids. You should be able to have the relationship where kids could come talk to you and tell you the truth. You shouldn't have to go get hymen checks and be in their business and stuff. Bruh, I don't know what fucking kind of kids y'all think is running around out here in these streets, but you tell me what kid is telling their parents the absolute truth about everything. And that ain't a generational thing. That ain't a millennial thing. That's a every kid thing. Ain't no kid on this planet telling their parents everything that's going on in their lives. That is why it is your responsibility to make sure you are monitoring certain situations. They want you to monitor the company they keep, their online activity, all of these things, but they're trying to make you feel like it's wrong to find out what's going on with their sexual health. That's insane. Let me ask y'all. Let's take the onus off sex for a minute. Let's put it on something else. As a parent, are you gonna sit and wait for your child to come and tell you they suicidal? Are you, as a parent, are you gonna sit and wait for your child to come and tell you they're contemplating shooting up a school? As a parent, are you gonna wait for your child to come and tell you that somebody is possibly molesting them? Because everybody, see, people been hearing this word hymen check, and they think, you know, I don't know what's going on with y'all brains. Like, y'all goofy as fuck if you think parents are really taking their kids like, listen, bitch, I'm taking you to get your virginity tested, and you better be a virgin. Like, no, that's not how the fuck it's done. Okay? There's a way to handle the situation. And I'm tired of parents being made to feel like they're doing something wrong by being concerned or even overly concerned with their children. Now, I'll say this. And I guess the biggest part of the back and forth was because I said I too did this with my child. And, you know, at one point I found out that she wasn't a virgin anymore. I didn't fly off the handle. I didn't snap. All I did was have the knowledge because I needed to know that I could, you know, she could trust me. I could trust her. And I would say before that night was over, because maybe she had a clue that I knew or didn't, but I would say before that night is over or before that week was over, she actually told me what was up. She told me what was up that night. And I didn't, like, I knew it. Like, I didn't berate her. I didn't, you know. All I did was have a talk with her. Like, babe, we've talked about safe sex, and eventually this time was coming. And be clear, hymen checks aren't just about going in, you know, just going in to see if they're virgins or not and traumatizing to death. There are wellness checks. There are pap smears. There are 1,000,001 reasons for doctors to be examining females. I have a history of fibroids. Any woman in my family that suffers with irregular menstruations, because it's something hereditary for us, we are automatically, you know, subjected to having certain examinations and wellness checks. And yes, while that is happening, because they're also doing other shit too. They got HPV, and you got to get these injections, and you got to prevent cervical cancer. Starting at the age of 12, they doing all type of shit to your daughter, whether you realize it or not. I'm going to put y'all up on some game. So I had to look that shit up because they started pushing that on my daughter when she was 12. But anywho, while your daughter is getting examined, and they're not going in, it's the hymen is the outer region. That's something I also don't think people realize, because they really think you're like breaking their virginity or something going in. It's the outer region, and all the doctors are doing, and however inconclusive it may be, all the doctors can really do is speculate if there has been, you know, if there's been some irregular activity, if you will. It may be inconclusive. It may, you know, maybe not. But I think what could be traumatizing about it is how you as a parent go about it. But I don't want society to tell us that we're wrong for even wanting to know if our kids are sexually involved. Like, you should want to know these things. And I know there aren't ways to test boys. You know, your child could be doing other sexual activities outside of the hymen. Yes, we're aware of that. And with each situation, you handle it different. You know, you can't just make these blanket statements like, this is a good way to parent, this is a bad way to parent. No, there is a case-by-case basis depending on your kid. You might have a timid kid who wants to tell you everything but is just too scared to talk. So it's important for you to dig. It's important for you, no pun intended.
I need to add on, Digga. So
Okay, I'm sorry. It's important. I have to say this because
I know I'm letting you get your shit off.
I think the biggest problem that people had, I guess, was that a man did it or her age, like whatever y'all issue was, whatever. But then the goofies started coming.
But a man didn't do it. Like
the
T.I. didn't hold her down
Nope.
and examine her.
No.
Like they're acting like
He just went along with
they
it.
said a female circumcision or some shit. They acting like they're cutting the vagina out the way that they're.
Just being a good father.
It's crazy.
But the father doing it is intrusive. So, I felt it was important as a mother to say, look, this is something I did. This is how I handled it. I didn't traumatize my child in the process. I'm just making sure she good. Because I think there are a lot of, material out there that's telling you that this is like the worst thing in the world you could do to a child. Like, no, it's not.
And that's some bullshit.
As a parent, it's really your duty to stay on top of your kid. And it's okay to monitor their, everything else going on. You want to know who your kid is hanging with. You want to make sure their study partner ain't really the neighborhood kingpin.
I just want to say this about it real quick.
Go.
Like, this sounds like the people who are acting like this is the worst shit in the world and the child should have their own privacy and all this type of shit. These sound like the people that actually want your child to be defenseless. To me, this sounds like the words of the pedophiles. You see? Because if they get you to a point where leave your child alone, don't even worry about their sexual, what they're doing, don't ask them or not, that makes them vulnerable to advances from all kinds of places, especially now that we on this internet like this. And I just feel like it's a thief saying, "Oh, don't worry about your fucking your jewelry or whatever. Don't worry about your money. Just leave it. You don't need to close the safe door and all that type of shit." Like that's some bullshit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, but this is more valuable than any jewelry. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, end of the day, I think there's a way to do it, and be sensitive about it, but don't treat it like it's vile or it's a crime.
Or
like,
it's archaic.
Right. It's like, okay, we're not in a third world country where the woman is going to get stoned and no, that's not what we're doing. We have to make sure in a day and age where there's so many things happening with kids and so many things being accessible to them that we didn't have to worry about in our time, it's important to stay ahead of that shit. Because guess what? You don't want to be the one liable for what may come if you're not aware and prepared.
Right. Because these same motherfuckers will be complaining when the daughter comes home with a baby and now you got to take care of the baby. You see what I'm saying?
Why did you
want to
tell
know
me
that shit when you could have at least known? Once you have that knowledge, that knowledge can now trigger knowledge for you to give to the child. Oh, so now you know you're having sex? All right, well, let me talk to you about birth control maybe, or about different ways,
exactly,
methods to not get pregnant, or if you do get pregnant, these are the consequences that come from it. Like
the purpose of this is not to stop your kid from having sex. I mean, it will make them think twice, like, oh shit, my parents might find out about it. Let me rethink if this is who I'm willing to die on this hill for. But ultimately, it's not supposed to be a bad thing. It's supposed to be a way, just another defense mechanism that a parent can have, or at least something, that can guide them in the right direction in terms of like what their child is dealing with. And I'm gonna leave it right there. But lastly, I want to say, ain't no motherfucking privacy. It's my house. You want privacy? You go get your own shit. Ain't no locked doors. Ain't no kids telling me what the fuck to do or what's fair or unfair. In my house. It's my house. Okay? All right.
Hey.
See how quiet?
Auntie Digga has.
We let her talk, huh?
Auntie Digga, no, because I ain't
No
want
jokes?
No,
I didn't say shit.
No, y'all were great, and I did. I said to them before this segment, I said, guys, like, nah, this some real shit that they really need to hear expressed from a woman.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
can't do jokes. I can't do.
Don't give me no labels. Don't you give me
I
no
am
labels.
Label, just stop. You got it.
I can't do
Don't give me no
you.
labels.
I can't do you, and I can't do jokes. Just
How much time we
let
got left?
just let Auntie Digga cook.
That was good. You did it all. And
Hey!
Well, listen,
Yo, and they snatching up black girls, black women now too.
Oh, I put
black
that in
boys
the tweet.
And black women, they're snatching them up. Especially Uber drivers are. I don't know. They tapped into the Uber thing and they're playing like they use fake Uber accounts. My friend almost got snatched last week. She's a flight attendant, heading to the airport, but she got out. She called me. Yeah, she got out. She was aware. She said something ain't right about this dude. He wasn't listening to what I was saying. Can you turn here? He was just kept driving, and so she like fucking snapped. She texted all her pilots because she does private jet stuff. So she texted all the pilots in the vicinity, all kinds of people to make sure. Yeah, and so she was able to get out, unlock the door. The whole dude threw her shit out. He was trying to snatch her. Yeah, that's what the fuck is going on now. That also you should go with your kids to, especially black women. There's 75,000 are missing.
I saw
75,000 black women
a
are
video
missing.
of a van that was like in Africa, and the van was filled with children. Like the people in the village surrounded the van and busted the door open, and when they busted it open, there was a bunch of little kids.
Yo,
out,
somebody
and they
somebody
liberated
just
the
put out
kids
a
of
video in Newark of it was a van following a young lady around, and somebody recorded it
think
and
I saw that too.
was like, you see all these doors padlocked.
Right, and it was tinted windows too, right?
Yeah. And
It
there's
was a white van, right?
Yep.
And there's another black lady who has a video going viral talking about how they were following her in a car, trying to get her. This black woman, she's like warning everybody. There's a couple, yeah, man, they for real with it now. Yep. Shit is crazy.
It's crazy.
A lot of black women being snatched, but the fact that they're not even talking about it.
I bought
if it's white girls, they'd be like, Amber Alert. There's no Amber Alert for
I
black
brought that up in one of my tweets.
You know, we need a Shaniqua alert, some
Right.
shit. Shaniqua bell or something.
Hey,
Ding, ding, ding,
how about that?
Shaniqua Bell.
You know, they always have Amber Alert, a white girl is taken.
Right.
Like, listen
Right.
to the name Amber.
Yeah,
Right.
Amber
That's a little
Alert.
white girl.
Becky
The little
Alert.
Amber's been taken.
Amber, but where's like the black girls that everyone's like, no one's saying shit. Now, what's really pissing me off is no celebrity, all these females, the Oprahs and all of them that talk about all kinds of shit, no one's brought that shit up. None of them.
Well,
nobody.
It was part of my Twitter rant. I encourage you to go
Nobody
down the
talked
thread.
about
Oh,
black
and
women getting snatched.
because they was dragging me, but yeah, all of it's up there. I ain't
listen,
taking none of it down.
We'll film on that.
Listen, let's take a break. We're going to come back. We got a few things I want to talk about.
Ready
Word.
to go.
Yeah. Listen, Yanadameen Godcast.
Yeah, son. See, that was... Yeah.